Hi, guys. Welcome to my podcast where we talk about entrepreneurship, content creation, and sustainability. Today, I have the honor to have Hadi Baltagi, the founder of Cake in a Can. We're here at the Pod Hub in Beirut. Thank you so much for coming, Hadi.
Thanks for having me, Paolo.
Thank you. So, Hadi, what inspired you to start Cake in a Can?
So 2 years ago, I was in Japan and I was hungry at night, and I go down the streets and there's this store with one old guy, and like it's a small tiny shop, and he has something green in his fridge, and I asked him what this is, and it's like it's matcha cake, and it was in a transparent packaging, and I had a 16-hour flight back home, so to come back to Lebanon, and all I'm thinking about is how do I scale this? What kind of flavor can I do? Where do I even buy the stuff? And I'm just writing everything down on a paper in the plane. I get to Lebanon, I order the cans, I make the logo, I send that to the supplier, and we start looking for like chefs, we start looking for like recipes and everything, and we just get started. So
Okay.
I
Is there a matcha version of Cake in a Can?
Not yet.
No. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Yeah. That's quite interesting. So, what were you doing in Japan?
So I went for a ski trip. So my
Okay.
sister teaches pro athletes to ski.
Okay.
So she trains them, she prepares them for competition and stuff like that. So she's in a different country every like 6, 7 months. Australia, Japan, Georgia, everywhere. So she was in Japan and she was skiing there. So I go to meet her and to have like the ski trip. Then we go back to Tokyo, and Japan is an amazing country. It's different continent. And we're just in Tokyo. We're running around. We're discovering places, trying out new food, and yeah,
Okay. That's very interesting. So, you're literally bringing a Japanese delicacy to Lebanon, sort of.
a full Japanese concept. Yeah,
Okay. It's a concept. You know, in Lebanon, we don't open businesses, we open concepts.
Concepts.
That's the thing. Yeah.
it's an
super funny.
overused word, but
100%.
it's a way to define something a little different.
Yeah.
So yeah, and everybody wants to be different. That's why it's overused. So
So is the concept. It's very interesting, and I have never tried cake in a can, and in short, tawashed with the song of Cake in a Can in Virgin Radio Lebanon, and it's a very very catchy song, and I really want to ask you about it. So, yeah, who designed that cake?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we were at the Virgin offices and we were just talking about how to run a campaign, what should
Okay.
we do, and everything. And we talked to, I believe it was Sally, either Sally or Zaina. And we were like, we need something cool. And she's like, I'm going to come up with something. And she gives us a couple of versions, and this one just sticks in my head. And I'm like, that's it. That's the one. And the first time we heard it, it was without the effects, without the music, without anything. It
Okay.
was just her talking. And it was really, really good. So, and I was like, I can't wait to like get the final version. And yeah.
It is so catchy, and I think it's very hard to do that because you're actually reaching people through creativity, and that's really amazing. And Ajad, good for you. Um, it's awesome. People nowadays, when we're thinking about marketing, people are just thinking how we're gonna make that TikTok viral or how we're gonna do something. While you use traditional marketing methods, and it has worked tremendously. And today, Cake in a Can is available on Toters, Grab and Go, and
Gozilla. We're in over 50 shops, 50 coffee shops over the country. We're in multiple restaurants. Yeah, we're trying to be everywhere.
wow, that's amazing. So honestly, I can't wait to try. So I'm gonna open it now.
It's the inverted, yeah.
Okay, and okay, so I got the
Lotus.
Lotus. I love Lotus. Okay, so it's an actual cake. So my question is, before I try it or while I try it, how do you preserve this in the can?
Yeah. So first we have the expiry dates on them. We take out the oxygen from it, so it doesn't affect it. And once it's sealed, it's sealed.
Okay.
So it basically its age just stops. And we do sell them either frozen or as a regular cake. How's the taste?
It's amazing.
Awesome, man.
It's amazing.
So we do sell them either frozen, so you could eat that Lotus version frozen, which doesn't solidify too much. So it stays like ice cream lotus, which is amazing. And you can eat it refrigerated in the fridge. We always make sure to use fresh ingredients. We don't use any like preservatives, any additional stuff. We just use natural stuff that we find. And we try to always make it taste as good as possible.
It is so good. Yeah, but like can you say for dummies, how do you preserve it?
For dummies. So what rots cakes usually is the oxygen around it. So when you leave a cake open or when you cut a cake and it's out in the air, that's what rots it.
Okay.
So our cake, we take out the oxygen from the can before sealing it. So we put it in a vacuum chamber, we take everything out, and then we seal it. So its contact with oxygen is very limited, so it lasts longer than regular cake. Without having to add in like azote or preservatives or like mix it with stuff. And, yeah.
Wow. It's super interesting. So basically, there's no air in the can, so that's why it's getting preserved.
100%.
Okay. Wow. It's a very interesting concept. No preservatives to do that. Okay. Very nice. Actually, بس كان بدي ارجع اعيدها بالعربي انه هذه انت حطيت هذا الكيك بالكان بس قد ايه بيضاين؟
So كل flavor عندها its own expiry date. So عندك مثلا اللوتس with chocolate بيضاينه like 16, 17, 18 days.
Okay.
The strawberry flavor, for example, عندها fresh strawberries that are aligned, they're already cut. So even without oxygen, it lasts about 5 days max. Our tiramisu is always fresh. We make them daily. We're out of stock daily. It lasts 7 days. So if needed. Our red velvet is like 13 days. It really depends on the flavor.
Okay. So maximum 2 weeks for every cake can. Okay. Is it difficult to monitor this across your distributors? Like, how do you make sure that the people you sold it to are still,
Yeah, so we've had problems with this before. We've had some people trying to sell it after the fact. But we do send people to check on the stocks of our distributors every week, every 10 days. We do like rounds of checking, basically.
Okay.
And usually, like we also send some friends sometimes that check the expiry date. They try to buy it. They see what's happening, how it's being sold. And if we detect that like anyone is like passing the expiry date, depending on the flavor. So some people, we stop selling them the strawberry flavor, for example, because it doesn't last too long. Some people, we just stop working with them completely. And we give them those warnings beforehand. We ask them to check the expiry date. Please make sure to, before giving to customer. And yeah.
So Hadi, I'd like to go back to the entrepreneur that is Hadi Baltagi. So you're a serial entrepreneur. You have 3 businesses. Also come from a tech background, right? It's crazy to me that you did everything tech in software development specifically into F&B. So what would you say to people who would like to have a change in their career path or something?
Yeah, so jumping from the tech industry into F&B was a big risk. 2, it wasn't a calculated risk because I have 0 experience in F&B. It's like first time working with food. So I had to bring people on board that understand that business, people that understand nutrition, people that understand food safety, the cleanliness of kitchens. I didn't know you cannot use wood in kitchen, for example. You are not allowed to use wood in kitchen. You need aluminum tables and they need to be clean and the kind of paint on the walls. And all of that comes from experience or from someone that works in that business. So I had to onboard really amazing people that are part of my team.
Nice.
They're really great with that. It was a big risk, but yeah, if you want a change in your career or if you want to explore a new industry, you will learn a lot. And this is the amazing part about it.
Okay. So it was the team that helped you mostly. But now you feel like you're an expert in F&B. You feel like you could make another product.
So good question. F&B is a hard business to get into.
Okay.
And even for us, so Cake in a Can exploded. It's everywhere. People are loving it. it's still hard on our end. Production is hard, distribution is hard, checking everything is hard. All of the legal stuff, the تسجيل الأكل وتسجيل الصناعة وتسجيل وزارة الصحة.
Okay.
There's a lot in F&B that you don't see in tech. So on the tech side of things, you just build the software, you sell it to the client, and you have a couple of meetings, and that's it. But in F&B, you need to go to the distributors, you need to talk to them, you need to sell them one by one. You need to go to like the biggest chains, to the biggest coffee shops, to the biggest, and you need to show them that you need to have our product.
Okay.
And because if they don't need to, if you go to Starbucks and they're like, oh, I can do the same thing. If you're not able to sell the brand and like you need mine, not just yours, you're not gonna be able to sell them, and that's
absolutely. So it's like you're saying that to the. I was going to come to that question. Like, how hard was it to convince Toters to have cake in a can on their platform?
So cake in a can is a very visual product. So when you see it, you buy it. Whether you're a distributor, a customer, whoever you are, you see it, you buy it. It's a beautiful product and it tastes amazing. And the fact that it's transparent and you see the cake with the layering and everything inside of it, it makes you want it really.
Okay.
So when we went to our Toters meetings, I had cakes with me and they were able to see it firsthand. They really wanted it. They really wanted to try it out. And they were trying it while we were discussing it. And at first they wanted exclusivity. So they were that interested in cake in a can. They wanted to be the only people to be able to sell cake in a can other than us. And we started with Toters with exclusivity. They got the first month, they were pure exclusive. Then we expanded into Cafe Yunus. We expanded into Godzilla. A year later, we went into Grab and Go. We're going into Yalla Store hopefully soon. And we're just expanding and expanding and expanding.
Wow, you're really everywhere. And I haven't seen that in the past 4 years. I really haven't seen the food product grow that much, except probably that very not so good drink, Mugu Mugu or something, you know. But not to compare, you know, Cake in a Can has a beautiful branding and looks to me like a very premium product. And I think it's really amazing. Yeah, wow. And it's the only podcast where I'm eating at the same time while I'm talking. So sorry for that. So any plans to scale globally?
So we do have a franchise program and a distribution program.
Okay.
The problem with the distribution program is that shipping to Europe is crazy expensive.
Okay.
Like shipping 200 cans to Europe will cost you like $800.
Okay.
So it's like $4 per can just for shipping, excluding the price of the can, and it doesn't make it like it's not worth it anymore. So we're going for specific countries in Europe. We're going for the franchise model. We do have some franchisees on the final stages. So hopefully soon. In other countries, we are still shipping. So in Africa, we distribute via shipping. We ship the cans frozen. They receive them in their freezers and they start selling them in there. People are loving it. So we do have Abidjan, we do have Ghana, Nigeria, and we're trying to expand more into Africa. And for Dubai and the rest of the Gulf region, we're preparing something big.
Wow. Yeah. So do you think the regulations are a bit more lenient in the Middle East?
So the regulations are not more lenient, but the customs tax and the import taxes and like the food tax and those things are much more lenient in the Middle East. So shipping makes it much cheaper than Europe.
Nice. So we can expect to have these in Dubai stores.
Hopefully very soon.
Hey.
Hopefully very soon, yeah.
Hey. I do think they need it. I've never seen such thing there. You have to go before the Japanese do, I guess. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So what's the biggest risk you took in making Cake in a Can what it is today?
So again, jumping from tech to F&B was already a huge risk. Then we had to spend a lot of money because you need a huge oven. You need the big, large mixers that cost a lot of money. You need to be, there's no one's going to sell you like 100 cans to try with. You need to order 10,000. So you're buying 10,000 cans for a project that you never even tried. And when you buy 10,000 cans, you need enough material to fill those 10,000 cans. So you buy 200 pounds of flour and 300 kilos of sugar, and you need to buy all of this material, and you haven't even tried it yet. So plus you have all the testing phase. You need like multiple versions of each flavor. You need to see how long it lasts. The lab testing costs like 3K per test, just to see how long it lasts, how many calories there is, and those are very expensive things. So we're throwing all of that money with zero experience in F&B, and we don't even know if it's gonna work. Thank God it just worked. It exploded. It's everywhere. But yeah, that's a big risk.
So yeah, what kept you going? So did you thought you had to, or was something bigger driving you?
I do believe in the idea so much because so I'm the kind of people, I go to a birthday just for the cake.
Okay.
I don't. I will get a gift with me. I'll get a bottle of whiskey, but I'm there for the cake. I'm gonna try all cakes. So the only way for me to get my piece of cake with the good size is either buy a full cake and cut my piece, or I'm gonna need to go to like a bakery and buy like 10 croissants or 10 eclairs or 10,
Okay.
and just to get like the right amount of size. No one sells you this piece of cake.
Okay.
Like a real birthday cake, not English cake, not those dried
true.
kind of cakes.
Yeah.
Like a birthday cake that you would actually eat at a birthday. No one sells you that at that portion in that convenience. So if I'm in my car, the cutlery is with cake in a can, you just eat it. Class in college, class at school. If you're at work, in your office, you just put it in the fridge. And the convenience of cake in a can is what I really believe in, and I want it to be in everyone's hands.
Wow. And I think you've done it. You know, you've captured the Lebanese market, and now the world is your limit.
Yep.
So have you ever felt like quitting?
I did because there's a lot of things that we don't know about F&B. So, and there's a lot of things that so for example, in tech, you can do everything remotely. F&B, you need to rent a place, you need to rent a location, you need to, and there's things you learn the real hard way. So we've rented this location, we renovated the entire thing, cost us a lot of money. And then turns out that due to the Anoun El Binaye, we were not allowed to open a kitchen in that location. So like we had already paid for everything, plus the transfer of all the material and everything, and we had to restart from scratch and relocate. And then we had like problems with the Baladi, and specifically in Lebanon, the municipalities are really slow. They're really bad. They're driven by wasta and payments and bribes, and it's really hard to understand all of that concept if you've never been through it before. And we've had to learn this the hard way, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you moved, you have your kitchen, you have everything you need, and you're able to
all
focus
legal,
on
all
production.
good, and yeah, we can focus on
Alhamdulillah.
actual production and sales.
Alhamdulillah. So it brings me to the question: what is one failure or mistake that turned to be a blessing in disguise?
For Cake and Account specifically, or
You can tell us about your life and your entrepreneurial journey since the day you started being an entrepreneur, taking clients.
I used to live in the US. I've lived in the US for 6 years. I've worked there, and I was in Michigan.
Michigan.
I did do a road trip all across. I did like 32 states. But yeah.
Nice.
And I left the US about 2 weeks before COVID.
Okay.
I was like 10th of January 2020. So we weren't sure about COVID. We thought it was only in China. And when I left, everybody was telling me like, are you stupid? Like, everybody wants to go to the US. What are you coming back to Lebanon for?
Yeah.
And في الثورة, and like the country is crumbling, الدولار بلش يعلى, and what are you doing? And this was the best decision I've made in my life because it allowed me to start my company. It allowed me to grow. It allowed me to scale. I started HB Tech in 2020, and we're here now.
Bravo. Bravo. But from, actually, you told me, I was going to tell you about HB Tech, but I think we have the answer in the past. So, what advice would you give to your younger self?
To my younger self, just keep going. I've tried and failed so many times. to get to the point where I'm now trying and succeeding. In 2013, I started a company called Watrio, which brought e-commerce to Lebanon. So we were here before AliExpress, before Alibaba, before everyone. We started selling, we started making money, and then AliExpress came. It was before the Alibaba days. They came to Lebanon and they started cash on delivery and all of that. We crashed hard. We didn't have money. We were kids. And I was betrayed or stabbed in the back by partners. Those same partners stabbed me in the back again. And that's when I felt like quitting the entire entrepreneurship, like being an employee is so much easier. Like you just have to wake up on time and that's it. Like it doesn't really... but yeah, so...
And then you founded 3 companies on your own.
Yeah.
So yeah, you actually answered the previous answer, which is like what turns out to be a blessing in disguise. You know, the first failures, definitely, you know. So probably if you had somebody with you in Cake in a Can, like you had equity with, or you know, an actual partner, maybe that would have slowed you down. Maybe that would have also pushed you further. Who knows? But some people work best on their own, and I think I'm one of these people. So I totally agree with you. However, you know, having a great team, but a partner is something else. A partner is someone who has skin in the game and is someone we're accounting with every day. You know, how much we spent, how much we're making, how much this and how much that. And we're doing it every day so it kind of gets confusing, and that partner needs to, you know, have the same moral code as you. So that's just for anybody who's starting his business, looking for his partner. Be very, very careful. All right. Hadi, now I just have 2 questions. You did tell me a bit of your crazy story from coming to the US back to Lebanon. And I relate to that. I've been in the UAE for 4 years, and right now I'm choosing Lebanon as being based here. I'm still an Emirati resident, and the UAE is my second home. However, بلدي. Okay. So هلا اذا بدك تعطينا اذا بدك تعطي نصيحه واحده لكل الانتربرينورز اللبنانيه اللي بدهم يبلشوا شيء هن شو بتقول لهم؟
So in 2020, when I came back, I met this guy called Naeem. Naeem had started like 16 or 17 businesses previously, failed a lot, succeeded a lot. And he was starting his new business at the time. And I'm like, why are you even in Lebanon? Like, you have a French passport and you just go somewhere else and build your business. And it's like, بلبنان فيك تعمل اسم. And that's stuck in my head because in the US, you could be the number 1 developer, for example, and no one would even hear about you. Like, you're not going to make a name. There's so much competition. There's so many people. Lebanon, you can make a name, and the country is tiny. So it's just about connections, and everybody is like one person away from being your friend. Like, if I don't know someone that I know knows them, and that's it. Like, you're one step away, so you can make so many good connections. You can grow so fast. You can make a name for yourself in here. So that's why I love Lebanon on the business side of things. You do hit a lot of walls in Lebanon, and the country is going to be against you, whether electricity, internet, your water, trying to open an office, trying to rent something. The country is going to be against you in a lot of times. But if you're able to like just push through, it's an amazing country to start a business in.
Totally agree. It's the best playground for entrepreneurs, and especially if you are born and raised here. ويعني مع كل المشاكل اللي صاروا بالبلد انت بعدك هون.
Staying strong.
Okay.
Staying strong. I do travel as much as I can. I really want to discover the world. I really want to see everything there is to see. I'm also planning a caravan road trip, RV road trip throughout Europe, which I would love to do. So,
by yourself, your girlfriend, or a group?
Yeah, maybe like with a couple friends, my girlfriend.
Nice.
So maybe starting in Portugal, going all over Europe. So to explore all of the countries that I haven't explored yet.
After you reach what You want to do that?
I'm not sure if it's retirement or if I will work on the road or because it's gonna be a long process. Like to visit 50 countries in Europe, you're gonna need about a year. So I am gonna be working. I love working, so it wouldn't be considered a break for me. I'm still gonna be thinking about
Business
work.
trips.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody that you meet could be your next business partner, or could be your next friend, or could be your next
Even
opportunity.
hippies on the caravan road.
Yeah, if they could give you something that makes you imagine this new opportunity, or you don't know what's in the food.
Anyway, and it's good for carrying in a caravan, right?
Yep.
Have you thought? Now I'm getting an idea. Have you thought of like other stuff in a can?
So we've thought about a lot of things in a can.
Okay.
My most, I don't know if I should say stupid or crazy idea, is wasta in a can. Where so do you know those bubbly heads that you put on your car dashboard and they just so you put them in a can and it's like famous people or politicians or those kinds of things and it's like wasta in a can and you just shake your can and you have that's one of my most stupid or crazy ideas in a can. I am gonna do a lot of drinks, shakes, smoothies, protein shakes. We have a lot in the pipeline that we want to drop. We do have an ice cream flavor, Ashtaw Ghazal Banet, but we do also want to do like chocolat mou, fraise mou, a lotus ice cream kind of thing. There is a lot of ideas on the line, but we're doing them like step by step to give each flavor its own time, its own reach.
Definitely. Okay. So my final question is, what's next for Cake in a Can?
What's next for Cake in a Can? Right now, we really want to expand a lot. So we've kind of conquered the Lebanese market. We're in almost every city. We're almost everywhere. We deliver to every side of Lebanon. Hopefully, the rest of Lebanon too. So we really want to expand outside of Lebanon. We are looking for franchisees. We want to partner with great people that are doing great things. So if you know anyone, hit us up. And want to try to do some different things too. So we've had an April Fools maybe last year or 2 years ago where we did amlouhi in a can. And we've had students reach out asking if this is real because do you know how convenient it would be? Like you just open up the can, you would empty it in your plate, microwave, and you just eat your mlouhi and it's in a can, it's packaged, it tastes amazing.
Why not? I think that would work hugely in Egypt, by the way.
And tabouleh in a can. It's already cold. It's not gonna stick to the sides. You just empty it in your plate and just start eating. With the sauce, you can shake it beforehand, and stuff like that would work a lot. But you just need to find your niche, your audience.
I think your branding is very recognizable. Yeah. So it, that's when you win, right? Yeah. So I think you won, and now like we love the cake, and anything else you do, we're definitely going to try it as a customer. Awesome. So thank you so much. That was Hadi Baltagi. Please follow Kelshi Podcast, PodHub, Cake in a Can. What's the
cakeinacan.me.
Cakeinacan.me on Instagram, TikTok.
Same
for TikTok, and Hadi Baltagi as well. And I am Paolo Hadi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.